Hey, story lovers, and welcome to the Story Dude Show with your host, Jared Dean Winchester, bringing you a fresh set of episodes for the month of March in the new year 2020. And I've picked the topic of choosing the right type of film school for you, the student who is actively interested in the craft of filmmaking. There are a lot of good schools out there, but the ones I would recommend would have to be as follows. You need to pick one that will teach you something significant, ones that other film schools do not teach you. For example, the film school that you are going to needs to have a class where it teaches you how to work with actors. Because, quite frankly, actors understand action verbs. When you direct actors, they don't do state of minds. Now, this is something that I learned when I went to film school, so that was pretty significant. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is said film school should not allow you to glorify anything that happens on a daily basis. Meaning, the film school should have students who are not only critical thinkers, but they also try to be objective. They also try not to be, you know, be politically correct and try to be lenient, because when I went to film school, I've seen way too many idiots doing the opposite. What they're doing is they're taking something familiar and they're glorifying it for the sake of art. Uh, they're designing the shot in such a way, or designing the scene in such a way that it looks beautiful, but it doesn't add anything to the story. However, you need to put where your money, where your mouth is, and that's my second point. You need to find one that will teach you to put your money where your mouth is. This is where a film school not only teaches you the craft of screenwriting, how to direct, the different styles of directing, and all that, which is another point that I will be making, I will be stressing on in a minute, is you, the filmmaker, have to stop yourself from glorifying anything that happens on an everyday basis. You need to stop looking at it as, oh, it's so beautiful, or I feel this way, therefore, or I'm expressing my First Amendment, or my free speech, or this is a freedom of expression, so therefore I'm doing this. No, no, no. If your audience believes the same way you do, congratulations. You've won them over. But if you do shitty things like doing this for the sake of art and nobody cares, you've lost. Now, the third thing that I was going to talk about is, you see, in a film school, there are different styles of directing. For a film director or for a filmmaker, there's a different style of filmmaking or different styles of directing. All you have to do is study the famous directors like Stanley Kubrick, James Cameron, Scorsese, or George Lucas, they all have a style. If you study their style, and if you develop your own, if you identify and develop your own, that's a plus. That's something that a film school should teach you. It should teach you to bring out that style, to identify and practice your style of filmmaking. Also, when it comes to filmmaking as a whole, you absolutely have to understand that writing what you know is the most worn out piece of advice that somebody can give you. Here's why. So, if, for instance, you know something about justice, or you know something about love, but also if your audience knows the same thing as you do, you've really done yourself a disservice. What you need to do is, at that point, is researching what your audience knows, and then about a topic that you want to show them, a topic about a film that you want to make. An easiest example, the relevant example, comes from essay writing, college essay writing. You know how it is. You pick a topic, you research the topic, but you also ask yourself, what is it that I know that my audience doesn't know? What is it that I know that the reader doesn't know? This is the same question you need to ask yourself as a filmmaker. What do I know that my audience don't know about my film? Because every single audience member will be asking themselves, why should I watch his film versus another film that explores the same topic? It's also like a job employer, an employer who's giving you the job, asking you, why should I hire you, versus a person sitting next to me who's equally as qualified. What's so different about you? So ask yourself, what's different about your film? What research have you done in regards to your film that the audience don't know that you can tell them? And also, for the love of Zeus, don't crank out any more material than what is already out there. Don't sabotage yourself by putting out mediocre content because it's easy stuff. So, that is my advice for choosing a film school and being a better filmmaker. So, what I've done here is I didn't just tell you how to choose film schools, but I've also told you how to be a better filmmaker. And also, when choosing film schools, go with somebody who has cranked out some of the best directors or filmmakers out today, and not somebody who hasn't, who's failed in the business. Also, sometimes you don't even need film schools, because a lot of the stuff that you know or that filmmaking is about, the basics, you can actually learn. So make sure when you go to a film school, they're teaching you something different. So that'll be my advice. So with that being said, this is Jared Dean Winchester, also known as the Story Dude. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, as I post anywhere between 2 to 3 episodes of the Story Dude show per month, every year, every month. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you again for the next episode of the Story Dude Show.